Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm G Sleeve Louise and today I'm going to be talking about the low calorie liquid diet, also known as the milk diet. Now, the milk diet is something you have to do before you go into surgery in order to shrink your liver. If you are in the UK and you are getting your surgery done through the NHS, the chances are you'll have a pre-op diet pretty similar to this one. The reason that your liver needs to be smaller for the surgery is because it can get in the way while they're trying to do the operation on your stomach. So that's why they ask for you to shrink it. So the more it's out the way, the less likely they are to accidentally do something and less chance of complications. Well, it's been quite a long time since I've had this leaflet in my hands. Doesn't bring back very nice memories. It's not the nicest of diets. It's pretty extreme. And this is what it entails. You have to have 4 pints of milk each day. You can actually mix this with sugar-free crusher, thankfully. They do quite a few flavours, so at least it's not just plain milk. So you have to have 4 pints each day. I think depending on your weight, it could be more or less, because I've actually heard of people having to drink more than that. With this, you need to take an A to Z multivitamin and mineral tablet, so you get all your vitamins and minerals. You can have 1 to 2 salty drinks a day, so that's like an OXO cube or Bovril. This is because you need salt. You have to have 1 to 2 sachets of fibre gel a day. This is to help you go to the toilet. It tastes disgusting, but I mixed it with sugar-free squash and it was a bit more bearable. And you have to have at the very least 2 pints of other sugar-free fluids. This is in addition to having the milk. These can include water, tea, coffee, herbal or fruit tea, carbonated water, diet soft drinks with less than 7 calories per 300 millilitres, and no added sugar fruit squashes. Other daily allowances is sugar-free jelly. You can have either 1 sachet or up to 3 ready-made pots per day. This could also be used to make milk jelly. So if you wanted to mix things up a bit when you're struggling to have 4 pints of milk a day, you can put it with a sachet of jelly to make it, I don't know, milky jelly. And sugar-free chewing gum. To be honest though, who wants chewing gum? I don't know about you, but when I have chewing gum, I'll get hungry. It makes me hungry, and that is just the last thing you want when you're on a liquid diet. I actually had to do this around 2 years before my operation. I wasn't even sure why it was that I had to do this. I thought it was to kickstart weight loss, but apparently it's to see if you can actually hack it. This is what I've heard anyway. When I did it 2 years ago, I did okay. I did cheat a couple of times, and I was also a smoker. So I found myself smoking a hell of a lot because it does help suppress your hunger a bit, and it's also something to do with your hands. So yeah, I found myself chain smoking, maybe a little cheat here and there, but I did okay. I didn't know what it was for either, so maybe I didn't take it as seriously as I should have. So now we're forwarding to January the 3rd and I'm doing it for real. It was okay. I had good and bad days in the first couple of weeks, just like everyone else. What didn't help was the fact that I had gave up smoking. I wasn't aware that even nicotine isn't allowed before the operation. I thought it was just the tar in smoking that was harmful, but apparently it's actually the nicotine as well. So I was actually vaping, I think it was 24 milligrams. I had to quickly go from 24 to 0 quite quickly, and that stressed me out quite a lot and didn't help, you know, going through the liquid diet.
I don't know what's going to make me lose more weight on this diet. No food or constantly going to the toilet for a wee. Up and down the stairs.
It is day 4 of my milk diet, and surprisingly I'm feeling pretty good. The only thing that is different today in a negative way is I am feeling a bit more anxious about the operation. Another thing that I found quite hard was it was winter. It was absolutely freezing, and there's nothing you crave more than food when it's cold. My mum makes a lovely homemade stew, and we have that quite a lot in the winter, and the smell used to absolutely kill me when I was on this liquid diet. And you know, it's hard when everyone's eating a nice warm meal and there you are with freezing cold jelly, squash, water and milk. One thing I did do though is I actually mixed the chocolate sugar-free crusher with the milk and popped it in the microwave to make a hot chocolate. So if you're doing the liquid diet in winter, I highly suggest you do that because it does really help warm you up. I have no idea how I've gone this long without cheating or caving in. Still here with my jelly. It's not even like I can say got a week to go tomorrow because even after my surgery I'm going to be having liquids. I really wish it was like summer right now because freezing cold jelly and freezing cold milkshake and water, it's just not the one. I'm always cold. One thing I will say though is that I've lost 6 pounds now since doing it. If it weren't for the weight loss, I don't think I would have lasted. I think I would have had like a cheeky Mars bar or something by now. The salty drinks helped. Also, you know, an OXO drink helped make you feel warmer in the winter and fill you up a bit. They do quite a few flavours. I only really ever had the beef one, but before I knew it, I was having the chicken one, the lamb one, the beef, and the vegetable. The vegetable's quite nice as well. But yeah, what helped this time round was the fact that I knew there was surgery coming up, something big, something serious, something that I'd worked hard to get to for, you know, 3 years. Also, what helped is this time round I had my wonderful Instagram community, which, you know, helped me so much. I could moan to, they all got it, they all gave me support, and you know, being on a liquid diet is pretty lonely. It's hard. It's a lot harder than you think, mentally as well as physically. When I say mentally, I'm talking about the hunger. You don't actually physically feel hungry because of all the milk that you're drinking. It does fill you up. You find that sometimes you don't even want the milk and you're struggling to have it. It is 10 at night and I've still got a pint of milk downstairs and these 3 that I need to drink before tomorrow, and I am struggling a bit, to be honest. I've actually changed how I'm feeling about it in regards to, at the start I drank all my milk really quickly and I was hungry at night, but now it seems that I'm struggling to fit it all in because I'm just not feeling it. I'm feeling like really full. The jelly takes me absolutely ages to eat and I've not even had the operation yet. I just don't enjoy it. But I did weigh myself today and I'm down 7.6 pounds altogether. That's just over half a stone. Over 7 days, you can't moan, but there's a reason why it's so drastic, because the diet is drastic. You're mentally hungry. You miss doing things with your hands, you miss preparing food, you miss the smell of food, and you miss, you know, sitting down with your family, having a meal, watching TV, or even going out to restaurants and socializing with food. There wasn't really much for me to do being on this liquid diet. You know, I could go to the cinema, but, you know, it'd be full of people eating popcorn. Food will be everywhere. I can't go out to a pub. I can't have a drink. Alcohol's definitely a no-no when you're trying to shrink your liver. And, you know, there just wasn't much for me to do. So I found myself just becoming quite the hermit crab and not going out. Hi everyone, so I've got about 4 or 5 days to go now till my surgery. My maths is a bit shit, I can't really calculate it. So I'm going to get my ECG and my blood test and get my injections. In regards to the liquid diet, because it's like my 8th or 9th day now, it's going okay. I had to down a load of milk before I left because I left it too late, and now I'm feeling a bit sick and a bit full of milk. I think what's upsetting is the fact that I feel like I don't really have a life. Like, I can't exercise because I feel a bit faint. I can't go to the pub and have a drink. I can't go for a meal. So, yeah, today's quite exciting for me. While I was at home, I tried to exercise, but because of the lack of food I was having, I found that I got dizzy quite a lot and I had to stop. So it was just really annoying. It was like, there's not really anything for me to do. I'm just gonna have to, just stay in my room while everyone's eating and just constantly be stuck to my phone moaning to everyone. So that was my first 2 weeks. I hadn't cheated at all. I felt like I'd done really well, and I was so ready for surgery. The day before surgery, at around 4 to 5 p.m, I had got a text from the hospital. It said that my surgery had been cancelled and could I give them a call back. I gave them a call back and asked, what was going on. And they explained that we were having a bed crisis. I actually knew about this. I remember seeing it on the news about people's operations being cancelled if you got it done through NHS. Because in the winter, obviously more people get sick, more beds get taken up, and they don't have anywhere to put the people for these operations. And since mine wasn't anything to do with, even though it was to do with health, I wasn't in dire need of it, they had to put mine on hold. I asked them, how do we move forward in regards to the liquid diet? Do I still stay on it? Can I come off? She said no. She actually wanted me to carry on doing the liquid diet for a couple more days and just hold on and wait to hear from them. Hi guys, hope you're all good. I do believe I'm on day 15 of the liquid diet. I wasn't supposed to be. I should be in the hospital right now. I think the worst thing about it is they haven't rescheduled. I've literally got to wait for a call from them. I tried to call them twice, but no answer. I could get a call any day with them saying, right, take your injection, take your medication, and we'll see you in 12 hours for surgery. I don't like that. I don't want to suddenly know 12 hours before. I like having my countdown. I like being prepared. I was so mentally prepared for it. It's unreal. The only thing that's making me feel better is imagining that my bed has gone to a sweet little old lady called Vera who's really ill. Someone else does deserve it more. Another kick in the teeth is the fact that I've still got to go on the liquid diet and I have no idea how long I'm going to be on it for. That's quite hard. I think also what I found hard about that is that on my Instagram I had made friends with, I think it was like four girls who all shared the same surgery date as me, and we were all getting excited, we were all doing the countdown, sharing feelings with each other, how we felt about the surgery. And before I knew it, the day come and I watched them all go for their surgery and I still had to stay where I was. Unfortunately, I'm one of those people that get quite superstitious and I tend to overthink a lot, get in my head and, make me back out of things. Like, I had a little voice in my head saying, maybe it's not meant to be, maybe it should have got cancelled, you shouldn't do it, maybe it's a sign. And I was just like trying to stop those feelings getting in my head. Like, no, loads of people have had their surgery cancelled, I'm sure, even though I hadn't actually met anyone that had or spoken to anyone that had. I was just telling myself, no, this is going on all over. Loads of people are getting their surgeries cancelled. If it was a sign for me, then it'll be a sign for everyone else. Stop being so stupid and just carry on. 4 days into doing the liquid diet, I'd finally heard from them. It felt like 4 years, but I was so pleased that when they called me up and said, we have got a date for you. Unfortunately, it was the 8th of February, which meant that I had to come off the liquid diet for 4 days, or was it 3? It was 3 or 4 days. And then I had to do the liquid diet all over again for another 2 weeks. Those 3 days that I was back on food, I can't tell you how much I wanted to, have a drink, an alcoholic drink, and, eat really crappy food. But in a way, I kind of thought if I did that, then it's going to be even harder for me to go back onto the liquid diet. Hi guys, so I thought I'd check in. I haven't checked in for a while. I've been having food for the past couple of days and it has been absolutely glorious. I'm not allowed any carbohydrates, so no pasta or rice. I love pasta and rice anyway, so probably not a good idea to have them in case I just can't go back on the diet. So what I tried to do was steer clear from any foods that I enjoyed and sort of tried to have really crappy, bland food. Food that was still healthy, but I made it taste like crap, basically. So it wouldn't be hard to transition again. This is my dinner tonight. It doesn't look amazing. I mean, the corn and cob don't even have butter on it, and that is really offensive, but you know, all I can do is hope to God that what I've done isn't been that bad and I've not put the weight on that I tried so hard to lose on the liquid diet, because I'm going to be really pissed off. One thing that has kept me hopeful though is the fact that I've only been eating around 800 calories worth and I've been feeling pretty full. I've never felt like that before the liquid diet. Maybe my tummy shrunk. Who knows? All I could do right now is keep my fingers crossed that I haven't put too much weight on and that they don't cancel again after I do another 2 weeks of liquid diet. Otherwise, I'm not going to be happy. So before I knew it, I was back to doing the liquid diet and I did find it really, really hard. Back on my milk. Here's to another 2 weeks of hell. I found myself, still thinking about backing out of the surgery, and every time I thought about backing out, I'd end up maybe having a little bit of food, which I shouldn't have. And I just felt that things were getting really hard because I didn't even know if they were going to cancel this new date that they gave me. I was like, what if the day before comes again and then I get another text and they say the surgery's cancelled again? And I said to my partner, if that happens again, I am definitely backing out because I don't think I can do this. Today was proper hard. I was having thoughts about backing out again. I really don't like having these thoughts, but they're making me very anxious by keeping me in limbo. Happy to stick, well, I won't say happy, but I'm going to stick to liquid diet tonight. I'm going to stick to it tomorrow. It's just, when it gets to 3-4 more days, I don't know what I'm going to think. I actually ended up going out in the end. I was so sick of feeling, alone and not socialising, doing things that I like. I thought, you know what, I'm going to go out. I'm going to get dressed up on a Saturday night, put my makeup on, and I'm just going to go out on water. And I know that is quite a difficult thing for me to do usually. I would have never done that. But I just had to because I just couldn't stay in the house any longer. I can't stay in any longer. I feel like I'm either going to eat something, cry, or punch a wall and break my hand. That's what I'm feeling right now. So I'm going to go out and see my family. I can't take my eyes off you. Come on. So yeah, that was really interesting going out on a night out on water, but I actually really enjoyed myself more than I thought I would. So that's a little bit of advice that I would give to anyone on the pre-op diet is don't avoid everyone and try to steer clear of the things that you like doing. Still try to do them, but just mix it up a little bit. Even though that helped, I still found myself struggling. I still had the days where I thought about backing out, and I still had a day or two where I'd maybe did a small cheat, nothing terrible, but I did actually eat something. And I was like, Louise, what are you doing? The surgery's coming up. You're an idiot. You need to call them and ask for help and see if there's some sort of alternative. Hey you guys, I hope you're all good. If you've been following my account, you'd know that yesterday was quite a bad day. I was really naughty, gave in and actually had food. Before I gave in, I actually tried to call the offices to see if I could have high protein, low carb. They said they'd call me back, but it was about an hour and a half of not hearing from them, and I just caved in and had a meal, unfortunately. I'm pretty proud of myself that I told you lot straight away though, because I just think lying to yourself isn't going to get you anywhere. It was almost like I was trying to sabotage everything that I was working for. It's like I was in destruct mode and no one was going to stop me. So, it's happened now, nothing I can really do. So I needed to go upstairs, out of breath, fat bitch. But yeah, so I got the call back from the lady who said that she's going to be sending me the high protein, low carb diet to fall back on. So I did take the opportunity to ask her why we had to do the liquid diet where, you know, I know some people that don't have to, that are literally just on high protein and low carb, and why is that? Why does it have to be so drastic? She said the reason for this is because when they say no carbs, they don't just mean bread, rice and pasta. They even mean like protein shakes and certain vegetables. They're called starchy carbs, and apparently it can get quite confusing and complicated. Because our NHS is so unbelievably busy, they just can't afford to be opening people up to see that, you know, their liver's too big and having to close them up. They ain't got time for that. So to be on the safe side, they've gave us something easy to follow, and it is easy to follow. It's just fucking tedious. Regarding today's another shit day. I'm still feeling that I need to eat. I'm just sick of being a miserable bitch all the time and wanting to cry over every little thing that's happening, and yeah, it's getting really hard. It's getting really hard now, and I'm starting to wonder if my heart's in it. But people have said that the pre-op diet is the hardest bit. I'm just hoping to God that's true, because I don't want anything to be any harder than what this is. I know that makes me sound like a pussy, but when I spoke to them, and they said that they could send me an alternative diet through the post, and this is it here. I've just folded it because it's got my details on it, but it's the low carbohydrate diet for liver shrinkage. I was so happy to receive this. I was told, please don't, follow this completely. Just if you have a moment where you feel I can't do this and you're going to fall back onto food, please do the things that are on this. So yeah, this is what she's gave me to fall back on, not to follow. And it looks so much better than the crap I've been having. Look, there's bacon on there. So just knowing all that alone has just like made me feel a lot better. I'm not going to get it and be like, oh my God, I'm going to eat every day now. No, it's like there's less pressure on the milk. So now drinking the milk's easier. Drink it knowing that if I struggle, I've got that. So when I received it, I was so happy. Even knowing that I had things to fall back on just completely helped. Let's have a look. The stuff that was on it, I remember just being so excited. Foods allowed freely: meat, beef, pork, ham, bacon, lamb, liver, kidney, chicken, turkey, fish, frozen, fresh or tinned, eggs, vegetable, sugar-free jelly. I was already having that. I didn't want to go near that. But yeah, there was just loads. There was loads of nice things for me to have. Things that I wasn't allowed was sugar, ordinary jelly, biscuits, chocolates,
breakfast cereal, bread and rolls, crackers, Ribetas, rice, pasta, spaghetti, potatoes, chips, alcohol, flour.
Basically, carbs, sweets, and just stuff that you wouldn't really have when you're on any sort of diet, really. But yeah, just having this made it so much easier, and I didn't even use it that much. It was completely mental. It was just knowing that I could. I think I went out with my partner, and he ordered halloumi and a bit of lettuce, and I remember having like one nibble of lettuce and one little nibble of halloumi, and I was like, right, I'm done. I'm fine now. I just needed to do that. Now that I have, I'm fine. So yeah, that helped so much. So that was the liver shrinkage diet and how I handled it. I think I did okay considering. If I had any advice, it would be mix squash with the fibre gel to make it less disgusting. Get loads of different flavours of crusher and remember the hot chocolate trick if it's winter. Get loads of different flavours of your OXO cube because you're going to want to have variety. Yet again, as always, find your support network, whether that be online or just asking, you know, your surgeon if there's any support groups. And finally, what was the last one? Don't be a hermit crab. You know, still go out and do the things that you like, but just mix it up and, you know, just do it in a different way. Thank you so much for watching my video. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and possibly subscribe. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them in the comments below, and I will do my best to answer them as quickly and as honestly as I can. If you'd like to follow me, once again, my Instagram username is @Gs_sleevelouise. Thanks for watching.